Hi, this is Michael Rubin. So we've been working on the G major scale on a C diatonic for second position or cross harp playing. And what we've discovered is that in order to get the F sharp in the middle register, between holes 4 and 7, that's the middle octave or middle register, we have to overblow to get our F sharp on 5 overblow. Now, not all of us are proficient in overblows. So what do you do? Well, in terms of writing it down, you could either write down the overblow as kind of like in the future I will be able to do this, or you could put an X as if to say this note is missing. So when you play it, opening up my Hal Iwin custom harp case. Hello Hal, he's a great guy. He makes a great case. Here's my C harp. So let's say I'm going to play Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do starting on 2 draw and going up to 6 blow, but I don't know how to overblow yet. What I recommend you do is sing it. Now, the note that you're missing is F sharp, so you could go like this. F sharp, F sharp. Or it's the 7th note in the scale, so you could go like this. 7, 7. Or in Do, Re, Mi, Fa, Sol, La, Ti, Do, it's the T note, so you could go T, T. Or if you're not feeling so confident with your singing, grunt, make a sound. May seem a little silly, and you may be doing your practicing in private. You should probably be practicing your scales in private anyway. But I think it's important to keep reminding you, in a perfect harmonica world, this note would be here. Now, this really brings up a very important point when it comes to scales. In my opinion, there are 3 things you're looking for when you're writing down a scale. Number 1, what notes are in the scale that are on your harmonica? For example, in the G major scale, there's the G note. Well, 2 draw is G. That means when somebody says, let's play a song in the key of G, you could play 2 draw on your C harp, and you're going to sound good. The next most important thing is what notes are in the scale that are not on your harmonica. Now, once you learn how to do all your bends and overblows, every note is on your harmonica. But until you do, some notes are going to be missing. Now, I'm assuming everybody here is bending. So even if you're struggling with, like, say, 10 single bend or 3 double bend or, the difficult bends, don't consider them missing, okay? And, consider that you have to work harder to get them, okay? Now, so it's important to know what notes are missing. For example, in the G major scale, there is an F sharp. In the middle register, from holes 4 to 7, there's no F sharp unless you know how to overblow. This is very important. Know your limitations. Let's say you're in a band, and the band leader says, I've written a melody for you to play. It goes like this: G, F sharp. Well, you could play 2 draw, 2 single bend. He says, no, higher. 9 blow, 9 single bend. He says, no, in the middle. And you could be looking for that F sharp for a half an hour. Where is it? The band leader says, you're wasting my time. You couldn't do what I asked you to do. You're out of the band. So one of the main things I'm trying to do with all these videos is to help keep you in the band, to give you enough communication skills that you can communicate to other musicians who don't play harmonica. So you should be able to say to him, there's no F sharp in the middle register of this harmonica. Here are some options. I could play it lower, I could play it higher. I could jump octaves. I could go 6 blow, 2 single. I could dance around the note and suggest the note. I could play it on a G harmonica, where 4 blow is G and 3 draw is F sharp. However, I'm not going to get that cross harp feeling. I'm going to get more of a straight harp feeling, and you can kind of explain that straight harp is a little folkier and cross harp is a little bluesier. You could play it on a chromatic harmonica. Again, you're going to lose that cross harp diatonic feeling. You could tell them to wait for a few years while you learn how to play overblows. You could open up I've been feeling that coming. Excuse me. You could open up your harp and retune 5 blow or 5 draw, from F to F sharp. Tuning is a whole different subject. Okay? Or you could buy a harmonica that's already been retuned. It's called a country tuned harmonica. Let's see if I can find my country tuned harmonica. I was just playing it on a gig the other day. Let's see if it's anywhere close to where I think it should be. Here. Okay. So here's a C harmonica, and 5 draw has been tuned up from F, to F sharp. And then if I wanted to, if I really wanted that F note, I could bend it. It's called a country-tuned harmonica. It's a great tool to have if you're going to be playing country music where they use a lot of major scales. So, after around 2 minutes, you could say, so that's it, that's my options. What do you want me to do? And the band leader says, I'm sad that he couldn't do what I asked him to do, which was play the cross harp feeling and get those 2 notes in the middle register. But he didn't waste my time either. He knew the limitations of his instrument. He explained it to me in a way that made sense to me. And he gave me some options. I didn't like any of his options. They all were terrible. However, he knew his stuff. He's not just a harmonica player. He's a musician. He's going to come in handy later. He stays in the band. The third thing I want you to know about is what notes are on your harmonica that are not in the scale. For example, 5 draw is the note F. In the key of G major, there is no F. There's an F sharp. A lot of harmonica players, they learn to play harmonica by listening to blues records. Well, the note F in the key of G is a very bluesy note. We'll get to that later. But, they'll study by ear, and they'll learn to play that F all the time. Well, it's not a note in the major scale. So, it's probably not going to sound good in major music. There's a difference between major, minor, and blues music. Those are the 3 kinds of music that we focus on in America. So when you play that 5 draw, you're taking a risk. Now, it could be a great risk. There's lots of songs where they have 1 note that is not in the scale, but it's the note that makes the song. Somebody loves me. I wonder who. That note, who, is not in the major scale, but it's the note that really makes that song happen. So, you're taking a risk when you play a note that's not in the scale. And what you should do by learning your scales is say, 5 draw is not in the scale. I love 5 draw, but maybe I should pay attention to it while I'm playing in a major song and see if I really love it in the major song or if I've just learned to love it by studying blues. I'm going to keep my big ears open. I'm going to listen. And if I like it, I'm going to focus on it. And if I don't, I'm going to steer away from it. So those are the three things. What notes are in the scale and where they are on the harp. What notes are in the scale that are not on the harp, so you know your limitations. And what notes are on the harmonica that are not in the scale, so you know which notes are risky. Okay, see you soon.